What's up, Kerbal Knots? This is NOELonPC, head of the Experimental Research Division here at the Kerbal Space Program, and today is day 20 of our career mode adventure. Today, I thought we would Apollo it up. We're going to do a little moon mission. The moon has been long neglected by NASA and who's it, what's it. The Chinese just put a probe, some kind of a little rover down on the moon for God knows what reason. I can't imagine there's a lot to find up there. And they're Chinese, so I'm sure they're doing something cool. It's been neglected for a long time. Man hasn't set foot on it in, I think, like 30 or 40 years. I can't remember. I think it's 70, 76 or something like that. So I thought we would go back. The problem with that, of course, is the whole like rendezvous thing, the docking. I've always stayed away from using like mech jebs, hyper edits, and things that just do the work for you. I like a more hardcore mode of sort of flying by the seat of my pants, joystick and throttle. That's kind of it. SAS, of course, RCS, of course, but you know what I mean. So the rendezvous has always been kind of a tricky thing. Let's take off. Let's get up into orbit, and I'll talk a little bit more about it. Yeah, let's fly this fucker. So I've built this, the usual monstrosity, quite a bit of overkill, but, I want to make sure that it gets up with a lot of fuel for the return trip home. You know the drill. Things are looking good. Speed's coming on fast. Unfortunately, my solid fuel isn't running down as fast as the liquid, so I'm having to throttle way back in order to conserve liquid. I want them to run out virtually at the same time, but I do not want to be decelerating. So, here we go. Motors. The liquid fuel is completely off. There we go. Did pretty good. 200 meters a second. Saved a lot of fuel. We've got 5 RoboMax canisters, basically chocked full. Yeah, things are good. Definitely going to throttle back a little bit, try and save some of this fuel. A little high, but we're going to start our rollover a little late. About to lose a stage as well. There we go. Down to our last 2. Just going to keep sculpting this orbit a little bit. Just little bit by little bit. We're going to push that yellow circle down and down and down. You don't want to make too drastic of a change. If I were to pitch way down in the gyroscope there, way out of the blue down into that red color, we'd lose a lot of speed. So I'm making just gentle curve to really keep that speed and vis-a-vis height in check. And we did pretty good, 1,200 meters a second, 50,000 meters. Let's check our map. Apoapsis is good. 2 minutes, speed's good. So this is where we can pretty much put it flat, put it parallel. There we go. She's good. Gonna lose a stage in a sec. There we go. This isn't as powerful, so we're really gonna have to do a little more work here. There we go, we're accelerating anyway. This thing's pretty cool. Sky Puncher. That's the sound Sky Puncher makes. Alright, 3 minutes in. Already really high. Got a whole shit ton of Robomax fuel left, so yeah, we're definitely in good standing. Yeah, definitely in good standing. So I'll sculpt this, and we'll get to that moon. Let's see how we do. All right, so we are here. We're on a bit of a impact trajectory. We're currently going to hit. We don't want to do that, so I just gotta gain a little bit of altitude. Make this orbit circular again. There we go. So where should we sculpt this? Let's sculpt it at a nice even 100, I guess. 100,000 meters will be sort of slowish. Good enough. There we go. Okay, let's zoom right in there. And then try and make this circular. It's currently very close to being circular. Okay. Gotta go the other way, other way, other way, other way. Got a pretty flat orbit. A nice 90. Which is good. We want it to be as flat as possible. And what I'm doing here is counterintuitive. You all are thinking, why is he burning into the wind? He's going to make an escape orbit. I'm actually just trying to sculpt. I'm trying to bring this blue line down a bit so it's more... That is pretty much perfect. There we go. Okay. Now we have a really flat orbit. Instead of it being kind of wonky when we take off again from the moon and try and rendezvous with this craft, we want this orbit to be really planular so that we can take off into it really nicely. Do you know what I mean, Meng? That looks pretty good. It's a little off, but you know what? Beggars can't be choosers. So, at apoapsis, in the sunny side here, it's about 110 or so. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to take little Dudvis Kerbman, because he's a red shirt, and we don't care about losing him. Let's do a spacewalk. If he's going to die, he might as well do something cool first, right? There, how do you feel about this, dude? This is like your last meal. This is the little crumb I'm throwing you. Oh, check this out. Check this out, Dudvis. Turn around, buddy. Look at that behind you. Oh, no, no. Face that way. Seriously, face this way. Is that amazing? That's Kerbal. That's where you're from. That's where... I don't think he comprehends what we're saying. That's your home. You don't even understand English, do you? Okay. Let's get him in this pod. Dunk. Shit. Dudvis. Come on, buddy. Get your shit together. Get yo shit together. Okay, easy, 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 easy. It's not easy. It's not easy. Come on, Dudvis. You got this. You got this. That's not really... I don't think that's how that goes, but okay. Oh, fucking stop that, please. Please fucking stop that. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. Gonna hover like right beside it, basically. Dunk. We're gonna go into the craft. We're gonna spin this motherfucker around. Not that I think it has anything to do with which way is up, because in space there is no up. But sometimes in Kerbal Space Program, if you're having troubles with something, put it down and pick it up. See? Put it down, pick it up. Okay, so we have... Did he just get into the wrong craft? No? Okay, good. Good. There we go. Okay, so we are going to detach said spacecraft. Did it? Doesn't really look like it detached though. Oh, it did detach. Okay, good. Now, just to make sure, can we actually put these two back? These two don't actually clip back together. So it's a good thing that I wasn't intending on actually bringing this craft home with us. It just needed to be brought here. So good to know. Clampotron and Clampotron Jr. may fit together in the construction phase, but they don't like to snap back together in this phase. No, okay. I was gonna try one more time, but I'm awful at rendezvousing. That's what I mean. Unless you're using like mech jab and stuff like that, the whole rendezvous system just is not favorable to people who autopilot like this. Okay, so I need to set the moon as my target. I know you can set the moon as your target. You won't let me for some reason? Listen, go fuck yourself. I don't have time for this. It's like in some kind of an unset target. There you go, you fucking bitch. Okay. Point our ass into the wind. We're going to slow way the fuck down. We're going to fall in while we're still on the light side here. Are we still on the light side? No. We're going to zip around. There we go. Now we're going to fire into the wind. We're going to slow ourselves down and then just hopefully kind of fall nicely into a nice landing position somewhere away from big craters and stuff. Maybe near Noel's Landing. Alright, now there's no atmosphere, so we are going to want to literally stop kind of above it. There we go. Where's down? There we go. There is no down in space. Alright, put our landing gear out early, just in case, you know, so I don't forget. Now we're looking for, there it is, something on the horizon. Now we have to shed quite a bit of speed, but that's okay. Oh yeah, we kind of missed. Kind of missed Noel's Landing, but that's fine. We'll be like near it, and that's kind of all that matters, right? Right. Wow, this is a peppy little craft. All right, coming in hot. Coming in very, very hot. 20,000 meters. I want to be down somewhere around probably 15 before I start juicing. Before I start punching it. And we are going to have to punch it. We've got a lot of speed. We're coming in hot, 500 meters a second. But of course, we don't want to be wasting fuel to stay slow the whole way down. If this was a one-way trip, if this was a rover mission, you would want to do that. You would want to just use all your fuel. In this case, we need fuel to get back up. So yes, for obvious reasons, we need to conserve. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shut down this one. Nope, I need that one. All right. We're going to shed a whole buttload of speed. As we get closer to about 100 meters a second, I'm going to turn off that. Come on, landing gear. There we go. Okay, I'm going to turn off this one to conserve fuel from that tank. Bunk. Bunk. There we go. So we are basically falling straight down, which is exactly what you want. Let's turn our landing lights on. Not that it's dark, but it'll help cast a bit of light. Let's jump down to like 2,000 or 3,000. There's our shadow. Again, this is a kind of a textbook landing. This is how you want this to go. We've also found a really nice little crater, I just noticed. That wasn't intentional or anything. That just kind of happened. Holding 10 meters a second. Falling over for some reason. Oh, fuck. I turned on RCS. Come on. That's why I should always play with that thinger. Okay, well, we're here. Barely. Let's see if I can't maybe just turn uphill a little bit. Yeah, there you go. There you go. No, no, no. Stop being a bitch. There you go. There you go. There you go. So close. Okay, I think I can write this thing. I just do this, and then this, this, this. Yep, we're doing it. We're doing it. We're doing it. We broke a landing leg. This one foot's all gibbled. See if I can zoom in on it. Yeah, we got a foot broken. But other than that, we're here. All right, let's get Douglas out. I mean, the guy came the whole way here as some kind of a deranged psychopath who's willing to go on a one-way trip. That's pretty neat. Let's fly him down here. Jump, idiot. There we go. Awesome. Just gonna fly down and gather a moon sample from this basin. Keeping an eye on my EVA propellant. You never want to run dry this stuff. Can I map while I'm doing this? Oh, kinda, but it doesn't actually show me where I'm going. This is beautiful. I couldn't have picked a hillier place to land, though. It's my bad, really, but I should know better. I think I've played this game enough to know better. Alright, this looks as good as place as any. I just gotta slow way the fuck down. Like a glove. Okay. Take surface sample. We will keep the data. We'll plant a flag. We will call this Noel's crater, because it's mine. I claim this in the name of Noel. Oh, geez. Okay, there we go. Fly back up. Do a little fly up. See the sights and sounds. Maybe buy a t-shirt while we're here at the gift shop. You'll notice, yes, I called my ship Apollo 69. That's not because I'm a pervert. It's because there were 68 of them before it. Don't be gross. Okay, definitely coming in a little high this time. It's my bad. Yeah, came in a little fast, overshot it a little bit. But other than that, speeds are good. You definitely don't want to kill your Kerbal having not done an autosave and then just realizing it. And having to redo a whole video over again just because you took some red shirt on a fucking expedition that you knew he was going to fucking die on because he's a goddamn red shirt. For anybody out there who may not understand red shirt references, there was a show called Star Trek. It was pretty good. It had a Starfleet in it. Much similar to the Kerbal Space Program in that it had a hierarchy, a rank, if you will. And amongst that rank were the lowest rank, the red shirts. And they were identifiable by wearing their red uniforms. Whenever a red shirt came on the scene, you knew he was going to die. Let's do an autosave. There we go. It was always a joke. You'd see that red shirt come in and you're like, oh, poor Todd. Todd's first day on the job is going to be a shitty one. We're going to fast forward until our craft comes around. There we go. Perfect. Well, maybe a little more. It's a lot easier to sort of catch up to it than it is to wait for it. So there we go. I'm going to do one last autosave, just in case we have to quick load. All right, now we're going to try and take off and catch up to it. Yeah, easier said than done. I know. All right, here we go. Fast do we have to be going? It's going 446. So we want to be going 446. Where is Apoapsis? I think it just passed it. So this would be the 116 mark, so we got to get out to around 110-ish. 110-ish. Hopefully we can just sneak into the same orbit. It looks like it. Looks very promising. Let's see if that... There is an intersect at some point there. Okay, now I don't think we're going to be able to actually dock this thing. But we're going to try. Oh shit, we just hit it. Of course we did. Of course we did. Okay, we're going to abandon the attempt to re-enter. We're going to transmit one last piece of data, or I should say a piece of data. Keep data. Okay, there we are. We are saying goodbye to our little lander pod and saying hello to our return home pod and our friends that we just left a few minutes ago. Bob and Jebediah. Beauty. All right. Much better. Much, 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 much better. Okay, now we're going to ditch this. There we go, just steering around them. There we go. Okay, so we've got our cute little return pod successfully all juiced up, ready to go. We were going to bring some extra fuel, but that is needless at this point, because this one has more than enough, so we don't need to take all that Robomax fuel with us. All we have to do is get back to Earth. Easier said than done, right? All right, so we're going to pick up a ton of speed. Going to try and break the gravitational hold of the moon. Good enough. Going to zoom way out here, hit the periapsis, and then hammer our air brake. There we go. So we are now a freely orbiting body of Kerbal, or Earth. Oh, went too far. And we want that periapsis to come right down to, like, I don't know, 100,000 meters or so. And then we'll zip there. We'll do another slowdown, and we'll try and sculpt an orbit, because we have a ton of fuel left. We're going to try and sculpt an orbit that'll hopefully bring us right down on Cape Canaveral. Because that would be nice to save some Kerbals, some little Kerbal Union workers, the work of actually having to go and retrieve the craft out of the ocean or whatnot. That's just wasted resources, and, you know, we're efficient here at the Kerbal Space Program, especially in the experimental research division where funds are tight. The research grants aren't pouring in like they used to during the 90s. A lot of budget cuts to the education programs currently. We do want to be right at periapsis for an efficient brake. There we go. All that it's really going to do is just bring our orbit down. It's not actually going to, we're not going to land on the dark side. There we go. So we're going to land on the light side, somewhere right around there. That little flag. It is coming around to the light side, so it should be just morning break by the time we land there. Very cute. It's a good looking orbit. It's like a puppy. Alright, we got tons of fuel left. I'm shocked with, obviously this was an overkill build, but that's just the way we do things here at the Experimental Research Division. You know, funds may be tight, but as soon as we get them, we spend them. 150... it should do. We'll just see where we come down. Because honestly, it doesn't really matter. As long as these guys survive. That's basically all that really matters. that these 3 Apollo Kerbal knots are part of history. And frankly, we want to get them back safe. So that doesn't happen very often at the Kerbal Space Program. Might come up a little short, but we should hit land, I believe. There we go. Did a little sculpting in high speed. I'm still in high speed. There's the mountain range that we're looking for. That's the mountain range just behind the Kerbal Space Program. Cape Canaveral. There's Cape Canaveral there. So we're definitely in a overshoot kind of potential. Oh, drastic overshoot. Okay. And we're not really going to have the fuel for it, but we should have the parachute for it. I.e., once we get down into the air a little bit, those parachutes will really slow us down, and we'll probably just splash down just past things. Do I have any? I have monopropellant left. Let's spray the monopropellant. It's doing something. It's helping. Don't look at me like that. Almost running out. 3, 2, 1, and distinguished. Okay, so all that's left to do is just go along for the ride. Well, that's neat. Look at that. That's pretty cool. Okay, so there's Cape Canaveral. If I open the chutes here, I don't think they'd rip off, but we're going 1,700 meters a second, so I should probably wait until the sort of burn effects have gone on, I suppose. Bye, Cape Canaveral. I kind of overshot you. I'm sorry. Someone's going to have to come fetch me. Someone's going to have to come get me. Is anyone listening? Cape Canaveral, come in, Cape Canaveral. Okay, there we go. Open the chutes. You always want to keep your butt into the wind. This yellow line represents the direction we're heading, and of course aerodynamic properties. The cone is a nice aerodynamic shape, so if we were like this, if we were like this isn't an efficient means, but if we were like this, we've got a big flat surface into the wind, so it's going to push a lot of wind resistance on it, act kind of like a lifty sail, and it should slow you down more. So there's Noel's pro tip for the day. So I guess this is success. We just pretty much just have to shed off the rest of this speed, and at 500 meters, those chutes should deploy. Somewhere right around here. And poof. Okay, good stuff. Now that we're going super slow, and we are going to hit water. There we go. Just the one. That's all we need, because again, we are going to hit water. Whee! Whee! And splashdown. All right. Another successful flight. Guys, I hope you liked the video. I hope you follow the drop down above and subscribe if you haven't already. I hope you give me a like and a fave and share it, especially. Share it with your friends. Need that exposure. I have 126 of you. I figure if each of you show 10 friends and 2 of those friends subscribe, well, we're going to triple our numbers. So let's do it. I challenge you guys to help me triple my numbers. Do that, share, copy the link, put it in a Facebook, put it in a Twitter. Just do whatever. Help me out. Help a brother out. Maybe I'll throw a bone your way once in a while and play some games with you, or throw you a giveaway. So guys, until next time, Cheers.